Good morning everyone. My name is Bernard Chin and I would like to say hello to everyone in my classroom, my fellow friends and Miss Lojana, my lovely lecturer. Today I would like to present my topic today, the KLCC. I'm talking about the history and background of the KLCC. So basically KLCC was an architecture in the world, and it's a symbolic architecture of Malaysia. It represents Malaysia. It's also an advanced construction built in 1998 by Dr. Mahathir. So basically the function of KLCC is actually it's a center of KL. So now the history of the Malaysia is about Tanah Melayu. Yeah, one of the most developed country in Southeast Asia. It built KLCC in 1998 and it was a peak that time during the economy of Malaysia. Actually KLCC brings Malaysia to a new standard of building in Malaysia. It represents Malaysia and it was a very advanced technology yet in Malaysia. It was the tallest building in 1998 until 2010 before Taipei 101 and Burj Khalifa. It's measured at 1,099 feet. But Malaysia was once called Tanah Melayu or Malaya during the British colonization. The economy at that time was a peak because of the rubber planting, oil palm and gold mining at KL, what we call it Kuala Lumpur. The rubber planting took place in Sarawak, what we call it Borneo at the time, during the 17th centuries until the 18th centuries. After that, during the World War II, the invasion of Japanese actually ended the British colonization. The occupation of Japanese was from 1942 until 1945. After that, during the invasions, the citizens of Malaysia, Melayu and Tanah Melayu or Malaya created MPAJA, a communist and anti-Japanese communities. Interesting, right? I'm wondering how Malaysia get independence. The independence campaign actually began of a group of politics, freedom political, and start a freedom campaign, and they negotiate with the government of British in London. Is the theme of the campaign of the group of politics is led by our first Prime Minister Tunku Abdul Rahman. So the date of our independence is on 31st August. Independence of Malaysia. The political issue keep rising in Malaysia. The most famous incident was 513, the 13th of May. During the past, it's actually a riot and racist problem in Malaysia. The Malay go on the roads and keep destroying the Chinese properties, and Chinese and Indians having problem with each other. But until the time of the fourth Prime Minister, Dr. Mahathir, it actually bring peace back to Malaysia. It created many projects such as Wawasan 2020 and the most famous project, the Petronas Tower, the KLCC, Kuala Lumpur City Centre. It was designed by Argentina architects named Sergio Pili, and it was a project started in 1995 and ended in 1998. It was once the tallest building in the world, measured as 1,499 feet that time during 2008, before the Taipei 101 and Burj Khalifa. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Now I would like to pass the others part to my teammate, Mr. Tony. Thank you.
Hi, name is Tony. So now I'm gonna tell you guys about the background of KLCC. So firstly, KLCC act as a symbolic architecture for Kuala Lumpur. KLCC actually bring Malaysia to a modern era. And also, KLCC act as a center of Kuala Lumpur. Last but not least, KLCC bring the Malaysia economics to a higher state. This project is started by our fourth Prime Minister, Tun Abdul Mahathir, in 1995. It started construction in the year of 1st January 1995 and ended on 1st January 1998. Self the construction site calculated as 100 arch. It was a very difficult project during that time because that time there was lack of workers and the cost was high. So next, KLCC was designed by an architect named Caesar Pellet. KLCC was the tallest building at that time until 2010. The dimension of KLCC is measured as 1,449 feet. The ranking of KLCC dropped from tallest building to the 5th tallest building in the world since 2010. Planning on the Petronas Tower started on 1st of January 1992 and included rigorous tests and simulations of wind and structural loads on the design. 7 years of construction followed, beginning on 1st of March 1993 with an excavation which involved moving 500 truckloads of earth every night to dig down 30 meters below the surface. So the next stage was the single largest and longest concrete pour in Malaysian history. 13,200 cubic meters of concrete was continuously poured through a period of 54 hours for each tower. So you just imagine, if one tower is 54 hours, then there got 2 towers here. So it takes 108 hours to complete it. This record is breaking slab with 104 piles forms the foundation for each tower. Yeah, the work is very hard. From this floor rose a 21 meter high retaining wall with a perimeter length of over 1,000 meters. This concrete shell and the basement area it enclosed required 2 years to complete it, and up to 40 workers on site 24 hours per day. So now, let me tell more about the background of KLCC. So firstly, this is Tower 1, this is Tower 2. So Tower 1 occupied by Petronas and a number of its subsidiaries and associate companies, while Tower 2 are mostly available for lease to other companies. On the other hand, KLCC also got a sky bridge in the middle. So the sky bridge is connect both the tower. So inside the KLCC, they also provided the lift because it got 88 levels high, and also provided the air conditioning system for all the 88 levels in both towers. And also Surya KLCC, the largest shopping mall in Malaysia. KLCC Park. There are fountain and pond inside. Yeah, so you can enjoy it. So there are a lot. So KLCC is also known as tourism in Malaysia. Yeah. So now I'd like to pass this time to Gabriel, my partner, to tell more about the KLCC.
Hi! Basically, I'm going to continue with our friend Tony, and my name here is Gabriel. And today I'm going to talk about KLCC again, but this time more to construction sites and how they actually build the things, and then about the tallest building, maybe the cost, and so yeah. So basically, a slow introduction of the KLCC once more. So it's going to be like 8 tallest in the world from 1998 to 2004. So following on, we have about the history will be, also tallest in the world, which means it's 452 meters off the ground to the top. And also there's, 1,482 feet around the area, and also the groundbreaking, it takes them from, if I'm not mistaken, it's January 1st of 1992, and then to a year later before they actually started the main construction site, which is 1993 March, and the 1st of March 1993. And so yeah, he actually continues building his thing with this. Forget to mention that the main contractor and also the architect will be Caesar P. Lee, if I'm not mistaken, his name is the architect of the building for KLCC, and he's also known as the most building currently. 78 construction building has been done by him, and then continue on from now. So this is a rough briefing, and continue. I'll talk about more, and then later. Hi. So once more, I'm back, and I'm going to show you more details about KLCC, and then I'm going to talk about more into the construction site, how they actually build it, what they actually use, and why they actually use. So firstly, they have the idea of, not basically their ideas, it's actually Mahathir's idea, our ex-president, Mahathir's idea. He actually took the idea of this Islamic thing and he passed this idea to Mr. Siddhartha, and he actually analyzed it, and then he actually came up with a mindset of this KLCC, which is also from a point of view from the top, which is I have here, am I right? And then this is roughly the core idea. On the side edge of it, they have the sharp edge, and continuing they have the hexagon shape and the pentagon. Slowly on, they actually build a circle, which is the middle. This is one of the towers on the right or left. Of course, basically there's a twin tower, and there's 2 different kinds of things. And this is roughly the shape and design how they're supposed to be, and then actually came off through real life, actually shown in KLCC. So for now, in the middle here, the circle you can see, the circle here will be the main core, which is where the stand is, actually holds the building for until now today, since 1993. And then they actually have a side here for the supports to hold it all the way up. And then following on down here will be the shapes, how they actually goes. And lastly, they have the core here, the picture here, the buster and the core. The core, which means that actually stands for how well it goes until now, the base. The base, I'll actually talk more about base and cements, why they use cements and how they actually use steels and why. And so basically this is a simple rough idea of how it actually design came off. And hello. Once again, I'm back with more details about Twin Towers, and then I'm going to talk about more into the towers A and B. Basically, Petronas, there's 2, right? That's why I call it twin. And there's also some history background behind it that actually says they have a Guinness World Record did happen around there. So I have a record here. They say that they did 54 hours of cement non-stop pouring for the next 54 hours. So they actually did this for, like, let's say 24 hours is a day, 48 hours next day, basically 2.5 days they did that. And they actually did this for 1 tower, and imagine there's 2 towers there. They did it for 2 towers at the same time? Maybe yes. And they actually also, not to forget, they actually did down 30 meters down, which is 98 feet off the ground, down to the ground, before they actually do the cementing to maintain the KLCC until now. And I have a simple drawing here on my hand, which actually shows that they actually did a rough idea. This is a rough idea maybe. rough idea see how I actually dig. This part of here, they actually have this. You can see from here, I have made a big name here, core, which is where they actually start. And slowly they actually dig down here all the way to make it more sustainable. And before that, they actually made some changes down there. They did some limestones. Yeah, they did some limestone to prevent from corrosions for any collapsions or anything. Let's say there's an earthquake, maybe a quick corrosion there, and there's slight cracks, but a bit slight cracks, but not much. And yeah, they also have a length variation before they actually start anything. The length variation is roughly off the ground, which is much connected to the limestone areas, and then up to slightly up before the ground, we have a canny hill, which is a small research I did. They say roughly little bits of steels, and they actually put around here and just sustain there for long enough. And continue on, they have a barrette. I was wondering too with the names they have there. And the barrette will sustain the connection with the mat, which is before it actually connects together with the cement here, which is square here, the cement, will continue on for the building of constructions. So yeah, so next one, I have also heard they use steels and cements. And cement basically just for the cores, and next thing I know the steel, that's how they actually start for the constructions. And yeah, for this construction site, I think they start off for the first 7th floor. From the 7th floor to 23rd floor, they have the steel part. Then following on from the 23rd to the 61st floor, they actually use something else materials. They actually use more into combination of two mixtures, and then they actually have more to the steel side once more from the 61st floor to the 84th floor. This is why they actually make it sustainable for the towers. And also from the 84 onwards, they use steels. There's reasons why they use steels, and the reason is because for certain parts, if you use steel all the way, it won't last for long because it will just collapse anytime. And yeah, that's how actually also prevent from sliding. And yeah, roughly from the top part, I'll post my friend Wood, and roughly there's a cool idea for how they actually sustain the KLCC maintenance. Everything until now, since 1998 until now, they didn't actually make any changes, and they maintain it that way. And maybe also about the Sky Bridge, I'll pass it to him, Boon. And also, this will be the end of me, and thank you.
Hey there, my name is Chan Bun Hao. Okay, now let's talk about the Sky Bridge, which is located on the 41st and 42nd floor of the KLCC Petronas Twin Towers. What's so cool about this bridge is that it weighs 750 tons, which is not a very heavy sky bridge and not light either. The length of this sky bridge is actually 58.4 meters, and it is 170 meters from street level. That means it's on top, 170 meters on top of the sky. And below this sky bridge, there are two lakes, each weight 42.6 meter, 60 tons, and length 42.6 meters. Okay, let's not talk about the sky bridge. Let's talk about the materials used in this building and the sky bridge. The sky bridge and the building are mainly made of steel from the outside layer, which you can see from using your own eyes. The weight of this building is actually 36,910 tons, which contains beams, truss, and reinforcements. Oh, sorry. So where were I? I was talking about steel just now. So let's ignore steel now and talk about the glasses in this building. So the glasses, how much glasses do they actually use in this building? Let me guess. Oh, after I did my research, they actually use 77,000 meters of glass in this building. Most of them are used up to make the windows of this building, and these twin towers actually contains 32,000 of windows. And guess what? They need 2 months to clean up all the glasses. Like what Mr. Gabriel Liu Chenghui said just now, the Petronas Twin Towers are actually built by two different companies, and it is separated into Block A and Block B. But do you know that these two companies are actually built by are actually not built by Malaysian builders, but actually the Japanese and the Korean for Block A and Block B. So the Japanese company who actually built this Block A is called the Hazama Corporation, and for building B, it is actually built by the world famous Korean electronic gadget company, Samsung. Yeah, I guess a lot of people know that it's called Samsung. So, let's not talk about Samsung now. Let's talk about Spider-Man. The world real Mr. Spider-Man, Mr. Alan Robert from France, has actually climbed this building 2 times. The first time he attempted to climb this building is actually on year 1997, and the second time he attempted is 10 years later, which is 2007. And both times he actually managed to climb up to 60 floors before the police managed to catch him.
The second reason I'm going to tell you guys why do they actually use steel to build the Petronas Twin Tower is because steel is actually a very good material to deflect heat, which is also known as fireproofing. Steel, after I did my research, is actually an alloy that is made by these 2 elements, iron and carbon. What's so good about these 2 elements is actually that both of them are very good heat resistant. So once they combine together, made steel, which is 2 times stronger than what were they before. So, what's so good about fireproofing, you might be wondering. Once the building is actually made of this type of steel, they can actually protect the people inside and won't be burned down easily. So when people wanted to go there for a visit or even shopping, they can actually don't need to worry about fire burning the whole building, like maybe there's a gas leak or what. And this is what's so good about using steel to make this building. Not only that, if it's made by steel from the outside layer, it also won't affect the other buildings even if it's burning. So for example, the KL famous hotel, Mandarin Oriental Hotel, won't be burned down so easily because it's just beside KLCC. So once the KLCC is actually burning, it won't affect other buildings, it's just in the area. And this is one of the reasons why do they use steel to make the Petronas Twin Tower.
So, where was I? Right, steel. You might be wondering, why do they actually use steel to create this beautiful construction? So there are a few reasons. Most of the reasons are actually related to the erection of the building. What is erection? Erection is actually how they build the building from the lower part to the highest building to complete the whole building. That is what erection is. So, if you use steel to build this building, you can actually make a fast erection, and then the time to build this building won't be delayed. Think about it, if they don't actually use steel to build this building, they might actually use more than 7 years to build this Petronas Twin Tower. Maybe 8 years, 10 years, or even more. So, that's one of the reasons why they use steel. The other reason is flexibility erection. KLCC is actually a building that is very flexible because of the materials they use, which is steel. Secondly, you might be wondering, why do they use steel to build the Petronas Twin Towers? Actually, steel are very good fireproofing materials in order to build a building. Steel is actually made out of iron and carbon, both this combination. It is a very strong alloy, and this steel can actually proof fire very strongly.
Hi, my name is Eric. Today I want to talk about the structure and layout of KLCC. At first, Prime Minister of Malaysia Mahathir was impressed by Pelly's initial concept, but felt the design was ultimately not Malaysian enough. He wanted a building that would be identically Malaysian, that was a world-class standard and which Malaysians could be proud of. So at first, Pelly struggled to understand what is meant by Malaysian, until he discovered that Malaysia means Islamic. Pelly design answered the developer call to express the culture and heritage of Malaysia by evoking a lot of Islamic and employing repetitive geometric characteristics of Muslim architecture. In plan, an 8-point star is shown by the screen, formed by an intersecting square is an obvious reference to Islamic design. The identically towers are linked by a wonderful sky bridge at the 41st floor, creating a dramatic gateway to the city. The structure of KLCC is high-strength concrete, supported by 75 by 75 floor concrete cores and an outering of widely spread super columns. So let me show you about how they pour the concrete.
फोर्टी-फाइव डिग्री होएगा 45 डिग्री होएगा
Heli at some semicircle in the building, so it creates about 14,000 to 22,000 square feet column, and it gives a lot of office space in the twin tower. Another feature in KLCC include a curtain wall of glass and stainless steel sun shaded to diffuse the interior light. Besides that, a double-decker elevator system with a sky lobby from point to point at the 41st floor to accommodate the 1,000 people who use the hall. And also a mixed-use basis featuring concert hall and a shopping center which is known by Surya KLCC, enveloped by nearly 17 arches of public park and plaza. In both engineering and design and also architecture, the Petronas Twin Tower succeeded in acknowledging Malaysia's past and future and embracing the country heritage while proclaiming its modernization. The end result, said Perry, is a monument that not specifically Malaysia but will forever be identified with Kuala Lumpur. So at the end, architecturally, the tower has to be uniquely identified by Malaysia, reflecting its Islamic heritage and the fusion of traditional culture and elements with a modern and dynamic image. So I finished the section of explaining the exterior infrastructure of the KLCC. So now I pass to my friend Edward to explain the interior and the facility of the KLCC. Bye.
Hi everyone, my name is Edward. Today I will talk about the facilities and interior structure of KLCC. The Tower 1 is fully occupied by Petronas and a number of its subsidiaries and associate companies, while office spaces for Tower 2 is mostly available for lease to the other companies such as Microsoft, IBM, Boeing, Kazakhstan National Berhad, and so on. The tower features a double-decker sky bridge which connecting the two towers on 41st and 42nd floor. The bridge is 170 meter high, 58 meter long, and weighing 750 tons. It is the highest two-story bridges in the world. The sky bridge does not attach to the main structure, but is instead designed to spread in and out to the tower to prevent it from breaking, as the tower sways several feet inwards and away from each other during high winds. So, it provides some structural support to the tower in this occasion. The same level is also known as podium. All visitors going to highest levels must change their elevator here. The sky bridge is open to all visitors, but the tickets are limited to about 1,000 people per day and must be obtained first come first served basis. Initially, the visit was free, but in year 2010, the tickets started being sold by Petronas companies. So for now, all visitors can go to the sky bridge and all the way to the level 86. Nestled between the Petronas Twin Tower is a 6-level shopping mall and its 1.5 million square feet, which is Surya KLCC. Surya KLCC is Malaysia's premium destination and one of the largest shopping malls in Malaysia too. Overlooking the magnificence of KLCC Park, Surya KLCC promises hours of leisurely pleasure. Surya KLCC is upmarket retail centre at the feet of Petronas Twin Towers. Mostly foreign luxury goods and high street labels. Its attractions include an art gallery, a philharmonic theatre, an underwater aquarium, and the Petronas Science Centre. Besides Surya KLCC, there is a beautiful landscape park which is KLCC Park. KLCC Park spread over 50 acres of large gardens and provides a haven of tranquility. There are jogging, walking paths, a fountain with incorporated light show, a wedding pool, and children's playground. The edition of the KLCC, the one precinct will be Kuala Lumpur Convention Centre. It will attract regional and international conventions, trade shows, public exhibitions, dinner functions, and sporting events. Convention Centre comprises 3,000 seats of plenary hall, 500 seats theatre, and 9,700 exhibition spaces. This included conference hall, grand ballroom, banquet hall, and 20 meeting rooms. Supporting facilities to be provided included in VIP suites, breathing suites, business center, prayers room, and media's room. The last but not least, I want to talk about Aquaria KLCC. Aquaria KLCC is an underwater park which is located at the Venice of Convention Centre. Aquaria KLCC featuring 16,000 square feet and 2 levels of 90 meters underwater.
Aquaria KLCC houses over 250 different species and over 5,000 land and aquatic animals from Malaysia and around the world. Interactive information kiosk on fish and turtle conservation. It includes a themed retail area for about 5,000 square feet too. Aquaria KLCC is based on the journey of water from the land to the sea. The journey starts in the misty highlands, down through rivers, through the rainforest and mangrove to the coral reef into the deep blue sea.